It's tough. I've got my Packers light on. I've got my Packers drop.
Go, Pack, go!
But I have to take David Montgomery.
Hey everyone, I am Justin, and that is Kyle, and we are the Fantasy Football Upside.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah! Kyle and I want to thank you. Thanks for dropping by our little Fantasy Football podcast. And today, we're continuing our Pick or Pass Fantasy Draft series. We just had one released yesterday, so check that out. We are pitting players with similar draft prices against one another to find out who we like. And once again, we're finishing up the running backs today. Kyle, what you think?
All right. So like you said, last episode, we started our Pick or Pass Fantasy Draft series. Make sure you check the link out. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really fast. It's just like draft day, basically.
Yeah.
It was really fast, a lot of fun. There's going to be a link down in the description or up there. You can check out our most recent episode. That's the first one that we did running backs. Today, we're going to finish up with the running backs. And tomorrow we're going to drop in on the wide receivers, see what's up there. But like I said, today we're going to hit up the running backs, finish that group out. We're going to throw 90 seconds on the clock, and we're going to dive headfirst into the shallow end, guys. Well, I mean, kind of it is, right? I mean, if you're hanging out with us, you probably have done that before. So,
Lord.
All right. 90 seconds on the clock, Justin. Number one, who do you got? Chubb or Jacobs?
Nick Chubbs versus Josh Jacobs. 90 seconds. Boom.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to start with Josh Jacobs here. This is only his second year. I really like Josh Jacobs this year.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they added some weapons to the Raiders. Yeah, they added wide receiver, two wide receivers, Henry Ruggs, Bryan Edwards. They added a running back, Lynn Bowden, even though he played quarterback and wide receiver in college, but they want to put him at running back. They still have Jalen Richard there, but all signs are pointing to an uptick even more with Josh Jacobs' production and volume. They keep talking about wanting him to catch the ball more, and I think it's just going to happen this year. I think him and Derek Carr are going to have a little bit more chemistry this year. I mean, he was a rookie last year. What do you expect? And I just think it's going to be up and up, and he's going to be that true three-down running back. Now for Nick Chubb, he's one heck of a runner. It's not because of he not being a good runner or a good running back. It's the fact that Kareem Hunt is there. He definitely took into some of his workload, and I just think it's going to continue. Nick Chubb doesn't really catch the ball that much out of the backfield, and that means third down work might be gone, truthfully. Or they might be splitting drafts, offensive series and stuff like that, but I like Josh Jacobs a little bit more than Nick Chubb just because of how much you're going to have to pay to draft Nick Chubb for not knowing if he is the true number one running back. Josh Jacobs is the true number one running back on the Oakland Raiders. Josh Jacobs all day, every day, 1 minute 25.
All right. Got your own time. Yeah, you go.
90
all
seconds
right.
on the clock. Nick Chubb versus Josh Jacobs, and go. Right meow.
All right, right meow. All right. I this one's an easy one for me. Like, we finished up last episode with one of my running back busts, and we're going to start this one off with my other running back bust. It's not that I think they're like bust, like traditional bust think, like, the way that people
like undraftable or something.
Yeah, like undraftable. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying these guys are going to kill your team because you've overspent on them. And that's Chubb. I think that he is the quintessential overspend. If I'm spending that high in the draft on the guy, he better be the bell cow back that I want. And he's not a bell cow back this year. He's just not. He was to start off last year, and then he wasn't once Kareem Hunt became available.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who's going to be available game one? Kareem Hunt. If you look at the splits, the breakdowns, all that stuff, Chubb is downhill from the point Kareem Hunt got there. Now, on the other side of this question is Josh Jacobs. I almost said Brandon Jacobs. That's how long I've been doing this, right? Josh Jacobs. And I will tell you, man, this is the guy I want. He is going to get bell cow carries. He's got it this year. And so that's the guy I'm going for. They're both going in the range of 7 through 9, as far as like running back 7 through 9. And so I want to get Jacobs, a guy I'm grabbing in the second round, early second round, possibly late first round. And I get a bell cow back. Heck yeah. All day. I'm taking him. Right there with you. 127. Whoosh.
Whoosh.
All
That might not
right.
be a popular opinion, so go ahead and leave your comment or your opinion on those two.
Yes, flame
Yeah,
us.
Flame us, because there's a lot of Nick Chubb truthers out there, and I get it. The guy, like I said, the guy is talented. It's not we're saying we don't like them or
Yeah.
Nick Chubb or the previous one that he said the other draft bust from the last episode. I'm not going to mention his name.
Yeah. Because it just
I don't want to
attracts
get
the
too much
flies.
hate.
No, I'll take it. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that
All
all
right.
on me. It's okay.
So for
All on
number
me.
2, we have Todd Gurley versus Leonard Fournette. 90 seconds on the clock. And go.
All right. Oh God, this is a tough one. This really is a tough one. They're going. Fantasy Football Calculator is a little bit wonky still on Gurley, but the two of them in every other respect are somewhere between 15 and 17 generally, as far as like running back 15 and 17, not the 15th or 17th pick, but like running back 15, running back 17, 16, that sort of stuff. I think that I lean toward probably. Gurley a little bit more. I can anticipate what his role is going to be in that offense, I think, a little bit better than I can rely on Fournette to get the same volume that he's gotten in the past. I don't know what's going to happen down there in Jacksonville this year. Minshew is obviously a good talent. To what extent he's able to get that team in the position to win games where he can close them out, I don't know. And I think that Fournette, that's a lot of where his real workload usually comes, is that they're either really behind, and so he's just trying to get them out of the game with running the clock, or they're ahead and he's trying to save that win. With Gurley, I think that he's going to be competitive the entire game. He's not going to be game scripted out. He's participating first through third down. He's getting goal line work probably. He's going to be a dynamic back in that offense. And if he has any sort of resurgence, he's going to be great. Look, this guy's only like, what is he, like 25? Going to be 26? Yeah, I'm going
So
Gurley.
you're going with Gurley?
Yep.
All right.
All right, you got 90 seconds, Justin. Give me Gurley or Fournette. Where are you? Are you with me on this one?
You know what? Both of these guys have a lot of red flags.
They do.
They do, and it's tough. I mean, they're still going to be hopefully RB2s for you.
I hope they're your RB2, maybe RB3 even.
Yeah, I would love to have either one of these in my flex. I mean, that's the thing. I would love to have either one of these in the flex. I'm going to go lean towards Leonard Fournette, and it's just based off the volume that he did get last year. A lot of the offense is still there. Yes, they're bringing in a new offensive coordinator in Jay Gruden, but most of the other offensive weapons are still there. So I don't really foresee it to really drop that much. He may lose a little bit of targets to Chris Thompson they brought in, but Chris Thompson can't stay healthy either. And when it comes to healthy, that's what I worry about with Todd Gurley. I do like him this year. It's just you don't know when that time comes. Yes, you mentioned he's 25, 26, but he's an old 25, 26. But, man, this offense is going to be scary. And he can be a 3-down back. It's just they may do the same thing that the Rams did last year and kind of ease him into the season and not really play him all that much compared to what he had in the previous years. But maybe he turns it on towards the end of the season because he's going to be a little bit more fresh. And, dang, that'll be really good for you going into the fantasy playoffs.
You got to get there.
So between the two of them, that's why I think to get there, you want to have Leonard Fournette. And I still think he's going to a contract year, and I think he's going to perform for you. So give me some little Leonard Fournette.
All right, Lenny. All right, so here we go.
What do you guys think? Let us know what you thought about the Todd Gurley versus Leonard Fournette. That was really tough, and like you said, it was 15 to 17, or running backs and a couple of ADP draft sites. So it's a tough one, Kyle.
Yeah, throw a comment down there, guys. Tell us who you're taking, Gurley or Fournette. That's a tough question. It's not a question I necessarily want to answer, but if it comes up in the draft, that's where maybe you got to go. All right, let's move on here. We've got number 3 set up. We've got Duke Johnson versus Tony Pollard, the battle of the backups, right? You got 90 seconds on the clock starting meow.
Right, meow. Man, Duke Johnson, I feel like he's always asking for more workload. Like, nobody wants to give him, like, the cowbell or number 1 running back status. Nobody really wants to. Nobody wants to for some reason. And, I mean, he's a heavily targeted running back, but his targets keep coming down these last couple of years, so that kind of scares me. And they brought in David Johnson with the Texans, who can catch the ball out of the backfield. He comes with a lot of injury concerns, of course, so it's kind of up and down when it comes to that. So it's almost like Duke Johnson really almost has to have another injury from David Johnson to be really fantasy relevant, in my opinion, unless you're in a PPR. But even then, it's tough to put him in a flex. Now, when it comes to Tony Pollard, can you give me a time? I didn't start.
Yeah, you're at 45 seconds right
Okay.
now.
So when it comes to Tony Pollard, it's one of those things
perfect.
where Mike McCarthy, you mentioned it before, he doesn't like to have that main cowbell RB1 type guy. So maybe he does want to keep Ezekiel Elliott fresh, and he might have some Tony Pollard in an offensive series here or there. Maybe he gets, 33% of the work or something like that. Well, 33% of the work in this Cowboys offense could get you some decent value. It's just you don't know when that value is going to come. And, man, this is really tough. I'm going to go Tony Pollard I'm going to go Tony Pollard just for the upside. He's a second-year back, and I just like him a little bit more. We've seen what Duke Johnson can do, and
he's actually a phenomenal back, in my opinion.
Duke Johnson, right. Yeah, but it's
you're out of time.
Yeah, he just hasn't been able to do anything.
You're off the clock.
All right,
90
seconds and go meow.
Go right meow. All right. You know what? This is a really tough question, actually. Between Duke Johnson and Tony Pollard, I think actually I lean Duke Johnson's direction. And the reason is that I don't think David Johnson is the man that he once was. Whereas Ezekiel Elliott is obviously still an outstanding back. The volume is not going to be as significant in Dallas offense this year for running backs, in my opinion. And that has a lot to do with the coaching change. Whereas with Houston, I think that there's going to be more opportunity in the running game that wasn't there last year because DeAndre Hopkins is gone. They brought in Brandon Cooks, who's probably still a pretty outstanding option for them, but he is not DeAndre Hopkins. We know this. And if you don't know that, now you do know that. And you should start, listening to us a little more often, folks. But I got to go with Duke Johnson because I think that there is entirely a possibility that at some point this becomes a 1A, 1B situation in Houston. Duke Johnson, when he's on the field, he is a pretty dynamic guy. He's not going to be a guy who can carry the full load of bell cow work. But you're drafting him as a backup. You're drafting him as a flex player at best. So if he does fall into that situation, then you probably had him on your bench and you were probably fine in other respects. And this is just going to be a bonus for you. So that's where I'm going is Duke Johnson. I think the upside's better there.
Yep.
All right. Kept it within the 90 there. All right, guys. Look, if you're getting value out of this, make sure that you go ahead and click that like down there. We want to make sure that we're doing a good job for you. That lets us know that we're hitting all the right notes here. And if you want, you can go ahead and throw a comment in there as well.
Yep.
Something like encouragement, right?
Up next,
yeah.
number 4, we have David Montgomery versus Raheem Mostert. Kyle, 90 seconds on the clock and go.
Right meow. All right. So this one's a fun one. I like this question because it is a little bit complicated, actually. They're both going right in the range of back-end running back 2. So right around RB 22 to 24 in that range, 21 to 26 roughly. Yeah. And so God, I don't know. It's tough. I've got my Packers light on. I've got my Packers drop.
Go, Pack, go!
But I have to take David Montgomery. Can I whisper it?
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, and the reason I have to take Montgomery here is because of volume. Yeah, it's really bad. I almost threw up. Really, seriously. It's volume on a team that I think is going to be more successful in offense this year. They really are. With Nick Foles there, assuming he gets the job from day one, which I think it's his to lose, not his to win. I think that Montgomery takes it. Mostert right now, they're the number one running offense. They run the most running plays, all that sort of stuff. You do have some competition. I have a question about what Tevin Coleman's going to be given as far as workload this year. And he's got a question about being traded right now. I don't think they're going to trade him, but I got 5 seconds left. I'm going Montgomery. All right. 90 seconds on the clock, Justin, and go.
Yeah, this is another tough one, like you just said. Like, if we were under different circumstances, let's say maybe we did this episode like a week ago and the Mostert news didn't come out where he's asking for a trade, then this would have been an easier decision for me. And you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and keep with that decision, just thinking, okay, they're not going to trade him. They're going to go ahead and give him a little update, a little raise when it comes to his
I don't
contract.
think he's going to.
He's not going to be traded. I think they'll give him a little raise because they were basically paying him as a special teamer, and he just came on balls to the wall at the end of last year. I mean, I don't know his exact numbers, but I know he was a top 10 running back weeks 12 through the rest of the season. And, I mean, I would be remiss for not saying he kind of beat up the Packers in the playoffs, 220 yards, 4 touchdowns. I'm just bringing that out of knowledge.
Yeah.
But
he just keeps that loaded in his head.
I do.
There's always one in the chamber there.
Always. And then when it comes to David
I just
Montgomery,
like to point out that I do not have any Packers in any of these questions at all.
Now you're eating into my time, so I'm going to stop it for a second.
Oh, okay.
So for David Montgomery, you said volume is king for David Montgomery, and they keep mentioning that they want to give him some more pass work. I think it will happen. It's just this offense still scares me a little bit. It's not as good an offense as it is for the 49ers, and that's why I want to go Raheem Mostert here. Yes, there is some still competition for Mostert, but that's who I got. Raheem.
There you go. All right.
Raheem.
The one point I would like to make about Montgomery is that they ran Jordan Howard through the grinder.
Yeah, they did.
And I think David Montgomery is in line for that. I think that's what's going to happen.
I hope it isn't, because this is a different coaching regime.
Yeah.
I get it. I
think that's where they're going.
It's the NFC North is what your division is, and I feel like that's what they like to do, is just run running backs into the ground.
Yeah.
So but hey, you know what? If this is kind of the stuff that you're looking for and you like, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell as well, so you can get notified whenever we upload these types of episodes.
All right. So our fifth and final question here on running backs for today, as well as running backs for this series this whole time, we've got Dalvin Cook versus Alvin Kamara. It's Dalvin and Alvin, right? Okay, so 90 seconds on the clock, Justin. Who you got?
I see what you did there, Kyle. As soon as you came up with that, you're like, "Oh my gosh, that works!" Dad joke.
I'm so ashamed.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
No, with these two, I'm going to say, okay, Dalvin Cook is going to have a new contract going into the season. That's what I'm going to say as I start this. And that's kind of cheating. But
what's going to happen? Don't worry.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. We mentioned that before. Vikings, they do pay their players before season starts, and I think it's going to happen with Dalvin Cook. He is just too dang talented. We saw it last year. We saw what he can do with a healthier year. I mean, I think he still missed a couple of games, but I still would take a couple games missed with the potential that he has every game he plays. And when it comes to Alvin Kamara, man, he was drafted to be a top 5 running back last year, and he did not produce top 5 running back. He was about the 18th running back in standard scoring. And it could happen again. Latavius Murray really did eat into a good amount of his work, and Kamara was just banged up. And I don't think his frame is one, they want to give him kind of that cowbell work, and 2, that's not what the Saints do.
Yeah.
They want to run, they want to pass, but they're a more pass-heavy team. So because of all of these things,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I lean towards Dalvin Cook just because of how stellar he was last year. And I think he's going to build off of that. They're going to pay him, and I'm just hoping he stays healthy as well. So give me Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
90 seconds on the clock. Go meow.
All right. You said that they're going to build off of that. I'm going to build off of it as well. That offense is built for Dalvin Cook.
Yep.
It absolutely is. He is a, one cut go kind of zone blocking running back. That's what he was drafted to be. That's what they built that offensive line to be. And when he's healthy, he's great. So I've drafted Cook in the first round in a couple leagues over the last couple years, actually. And so I like Cook. I'm always a little concerned with Kamara because I've always felt like it's a little bit of a surprise that he does what he does. And so my concern is, when does that stop? I don't want to be the guy holding the bag when that stops. These guys are both being drafted RB4 through RB6 roughly in almost any site that you find right now. My concern with Kamara is just that ultimately his durability is going to be an issue for him potentially. Whereas Cook, yeah, he's got those knocks of like past injuries, but he still puts together a pretty solid year. When he's healthy, he was top 3 last year, easily. And he was very consistent. If I'm drafting that guy in that first round, I want consistency. I want to know exactly what I'm getting. And Drew Brees is up there, folks. He's up there right now. And so you kind of lose a little bit there, keying in on the running game a little bit more. And if Michael Thomas doesn't catch 200 passes next year, then, they can ignore the passing game. All right, that's it for that.
Yeah, just to top that off, I think you're just going to get a few more duds possibly out of Kamara than you would Cook. I think the floor is much higher with Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to wrap that up.
No, that's okay.
But
Go ahead and
let us know what you guys think when it comes to let us know what you think on that one. That's another one that might not be as popular opinion going into it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You wanna break these down?
Yeah,
for
let's
us,
break
how
this
we
down
did?
a little bit. Yeah,
Break
actually,
it
break it down. This time we were a little bit more split than last episode. Last episode, I think we only had one that we disagreed on. This time we've got 3. So it boils down to how do you build a roster? It really does. If you prefer one style over another, then you're going to, be on board with one of us over the other. Yeah. All right. So for Chubb and Jacobs, we both take Jacobs.
Yep.
On Montgomery and Mostert, I've got Montgomery. You've got Mostert. Duke and Pollard. Duke Johnson and Tony Pollard. I've got Duke. You've got Pollard.
Yep.
And Todd Gurley and Leonard Fournette. I'm taking Gurley. You're taking Fournette. And then we've both got Cook over Kamara. All right, guys. That's it for running backs on the pick or pass, fantasy draft series here.
Let us know what you guys think of the pick or pass draft series.
Yeah, drop a comment down there. Tell us what you think of the format.
The 90-second shot clock, basically, and it's one of those things where we want to try to have it similar to what that draft day is going to be like for you. You got to have to make these decisions, and we'll be the little guys in your head when it comes to making those decisions. So we're just trying to help you guys out.
Do it. Yeah. Do it. All right, guys. So once again, we're going to wrap it up here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click that bell so you get notified every time that we upload the best fantasy football podcast on the internet. Thanks for being an Upside fan, and we will see you next time.
See you guys.
Bye.